Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, somehow we're still alive in this tournament. We've made it to the semifinals. We're up against, I know I'm butchering this name, Nubber. Anyway, guy from LVT. Congrats on these guys for winning #1 in Alliance War in this past season. So we're going to kick this off. Like I said, I'm banning typical decay attackers with Silk and Titania. They're too overpowered, and Medusa has very easy access to debuffs, so I want her out of the way. Plus, her damage is really nice after her update. So yeah, no Medusa. We're gonna start off with Photon, and as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking about Crossbones, but I think that's a different meta. So luckily we managed to pull Serpent, who's super annoying, and I got Domino. Both of these champions, I think I took out a good chunk of his better tactic attackers, so I'm feeling pretty confident having them as defenders. We're still in the Hazard Shift meta. And I know I debated Void, but then I remembered he has X-Bones and Chilth over there, so we're gonna chill on Void. We'll grab Sentinel and Red Skull. Sentinel can be dual threat this meta, and Red Skull, annoying defender. Plus, I figured if he does throw Domino on defense, hey, we got Sentinel to take her on. Although, I'm not sure if I'm still running, not Iniquity. Yeah, the Weakness Mastery, Resonate, I'm not sure if I'm still running that right now, which really makes Domino fight suck. But moving on, we grab Jack. He's, okay defender, tactic defender, and he's pretty solid on offense this meta still. And then we are at Onslaught. You see Onslaught, you grab Onslaught. And of course he grabs his Void, which, that sucks for me. I don't have a good Void counter, so we're gonna throw Sentinel on defense. And if he keeps Warlock, I should go Serpent. He's a good tactic attacker, and the only times you're really using him on offense this meta is against tactic defenders. Otherwise, you just throw him on defense, since he can't really deal with the poison or the incinerate. Okay, since Warlock has an armor up buff, the goal here is just to focus on special 2s, break his block with the special 2, and that's it. Pretty standard parry attack. I did do the heavy to get another debuff down there and get my slow going just in case of the unstoppable, because that has caught me a lot this meta. I'm trying to bait out a special 2 at any point, so I just said forget it. I'll just throw my special 2 and we'll work from there. Luckily, Warlock finally threw his special 2. So the goal is now just get back to another special 2, break his block, and this fight should be in the bag. We force Warlock into a block by ending on a light and immediately dashing back and throwing a special, and that worked out. I'm actually happy that he did use Void for attack. I know it's because, Void's a tactic attacker, and he only managed 2 tactic attackers. So, seeing that Void was gone was like a big relief for me, because otherwise, yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have, if I didn't get KO'd, I probably would have had very little health after fighting Void. So, just doing it typical, staring at my roster, staring at his roster. At this point, I don't even remember if I placed first or not, so we'll see how that goes afterwards. And that Sentinel is a tanky boy. And plus, when he's near death, he gets the power gain, and if he gets the special 3, now he's back at full health again. So, feeling pretty good. Didn't really have an emote to respond to that, so I just go with my typical Battlegrounds emote. Okay, so I do not place first this round. Just domino. I think I might do domino of my own. Yes. From my point of view, he's either going to use Thanos or... yeah, Onslaught. And if he used Thanos, I would have thrown a Tactic Defender on defense next, so... I have Jack, who's Incinerate immune, so the goal here is just attack during the Incinerate phase, parry, keep away during the poison phase, and we let it rip. Fortunately, my Jack is unawakened, so I don't regen from the energy damage, and yeah, I'm still running that weakness mastery, so I have a chance to trigger critical failure on myself. Just unfortunate. So in the meantime, we're just going to wait out the poison phase. I was going to say, I'm not sure why I'm parrying and not just evading, taking unnecessary damage. Alright, we're back in the Incinerate phase. Hoping that she does not evade. Luckily, her lucky ended. We fire our SP2, we keep away, and there we go. Now, had I not been running Resonate, yeah, that would have been over a 50k score. I took the energy damage from critical failure because, you know, every time the weakness does not trigger, yeah, we're getting that crit failure damage. And I'm feeling pretty confident at this point. You know, my domino is Sig 200. With Onslaught, ideally he would only attack during the Incinerate phase like I was doing. So, feeling pretty good. And, you know, Domino does Domino things. As long as she gets a crit failure going or fails some of his own abilities, I am A-okay. So, like I said, we're in the semifinals, and, you know, these guys, they had an amazing war season, war champions at that. So, yeah, you can imagine my nerves are racking right now. And luckily, we made it through round 1. Now, the semifinals are still best 2 out of 3, which is also nerve-wracking. Because, you know, you make like a couple of mistakes and that's it. Alright, so I'm going to send my invite. Alright, here we go for a second round again. So my plan here is just always, at least for the tournament so far, has just been filter to your tactic attackers, which are mostly Cosmic and Science champions. Take out the most annoying ones, or the ones who have pretty easy access to debuffs. Like I said, Silk, Titania are instant bans for me this meta, and Medusa has her access to debuffs too easy. Just perform a medium attack, and which means she can mitigate the damage on anyone who's not armor break immune. I do think that R3 Jabari is a very cool rank up. I'm actually debating my Spider-Man, who I do draw. Can't remember if I do get a chance to use him this round. I think he's a pretty cool attacker this meta. Purgatory as a tactic defender, plus she can be used on offense. She's another champ where you only attack during the Incinerate phase. You got Penny, who, you know, dual threat. And at this point, I'm really debating. I want Thanos. I think that'll be my counter for Arcade. And I debated getting my own Arcade, but I want Jack for Domino. Alright. And I think I go yeah, so we go Surfer here. So that way I can split between Surfer and Thanos for his Sentinel and his Arcade. Where he does throw Sentinel on defense. Go Enchantress. Ooh. Feel like this would draw out Piggy at least, and if I do, that will get rid of one of his tactic attackers. He actually goes Jabari. Like I said, I don't know all of Jabari's kit. I got enough of the basics to play her, so I'm not sure how quickly she would get the fight down. I just know, hey, we got Surfer, we're going against the tech, let's get it. And it was at this point I learned that Sentinel is armor break immune. So it will hurt Surfer's damage a bit, but not too much since each of the Incinerates counts as a buff, so I'm dealing extra burst damage. So the plan here is to get our armor up buff when it comes through the cycle again, and fire the SP2 for the maximum damage. And there I got caught by the heavy. So I was unblockable, so we just went for it. We tried to get the stand-up knockdown, but it didn't work. So we just attack. And luckily, Surfer's a tactic attacker. I don't know what happened there. That was horrible. At this point, I'm thinking, oh man, I am playing this fight so horribly. So, I don't feel too confident in coming out with a win, but, you know, I do have Enchantress on defense, and yeah, that was kind of close. He definitely finished the fight a lot quicker, like under a minute, which that was really surprising to me. So yeah, that's like barely a 1,000-point difference. That was a very close round. But luckily, Lady Luck came through and we pulled through and, you know, things worked out. So at this point, I'm throwing Penny. I'm thinking at best, he uses Spider-Ham. At worst, he just doesn't have a real attacker. Thanos is the reason we picked for Arcade. We picked Thanos to fight Arcade in the first place, so we're cool here. Serpent doesn't place debuffs, so I don't expect him to have a lot of health if he does take down my Penny. At this point, we've gotten more comfortable with using Thanos. And I think I'm just gonna race the special too. I held on to this special and tried to catch him standing up because Arcade has 4 charges, and so he would have auto-blocked if I tried to do anything else. But luckily he did not throw the special 3, so that really worked out in our favor. Otherwise, I did feel I could eat a special 3 and still be okay, you know? Like I said, you know, 2 out of 3 is very intense. Like, it's very easy to have 2 bad, horrible matchups back to back, 2 bad drafts, 1 wrong misplay. It's easy to, like, get in your own head after, you know, losing a match you clearly won, but say lag kicked in and now you lost the match by like 100 points because you got hit by 1 hit that you really would have parried had the lag not been there. So to me, 2 out of 3s are very nerve-wracking. So, shout out to Nauber for making it this far. You know, it was a great match, pretty fun. This means that, hey, we made it to the finals, so you guys stay tuned for that. We'll see how it goes. I appreciate you. Stay tuned. Peace.